Dungeons & Dragons Online is a deep, immersive MMORPG that allows players a wide range of character customization, battles with iconic D&D enemies, and lots of loot. If you're a new player to Dungeons & Dragons Online, this video will give you the basics of character creation, movement and combat, gaining experience, and leveling your character. First, go to DDO.com, create an account, and download the game. There are many class race combinations available to a new player: a halfling rogue, a human paladin, or even an elven wizard. I advise you to avoid the pre-made paths and instead find a build and follow it. The pre-made paths will make a character, but not a very good one. Builds can be found on DDO.com/forums and other sites, so find a build and follow it. Character classes are in 4 main groups: melee, casters, and specialists. Iconics are a premium feature and are not covered in this guide. Melees deal damage with weapons and are at the front of battle, usually wearing heavy armor to mitigate damage. Casters use spells to damage enemies and buff the party. They usually wear robes or outfits. Specialist classes are those who do a little bit of everything. They usually wear light armor. There are 4 free-to-play races in DDO: human, elf, halfling, and dwarf. Humans are versatile and make very good first characters for any class. Elves have less hit points, but are very dexterous, making them good rangers, wizards, or rogues. Halflings are the smallest character race. They're not as strong as other races, but like the elf, they are very dexterous. A halfling rogue is a classic D&D staple, and it transfers well to DDO. Dwarves are hardy but dour and serious. They make good melee characters, like fighters and barbarians. Most veterans say a paladin is the best new player-friendly class, and I tend to agree. If you're a new player, you need to learn the basic mechanics of movement, inventory, combat, and healing. So this character will be a melee paladin. The build I'm using for this tutorial series is linked in the description below. First, click the Create button. We're going to be a melee paladin. We avoid the pre-made paths and click Customize. The race is human. And when we click on the Look tab, we're allowed to assign ability points. We want a strong character with some hit points, so increase strength and constitution. A few extra skill points by raising intelligence, and the remainder in charisma. Next, we assign skill points. The build calls for 2 in tumble, 4 in UMD, 4 in balance, and the last 2 in jump. Feats are special attacks or innate abilities. For feats, we choose power attack and cleave. We also choose a class feat named Follower of the Sovereign Host. This will give us a nice healing ability later in the game. We see everything looks good, so we go to customize our character. We can randomize the appearance or select the style we want. Once we have a look, we choose a name. If a name is taken, try a different one. Now choose the character and click the Enter button. We start the game by waking on the shore after a shipwreck. We talk to Jeets, a non-player character. There are 2 types of zones in DDO: public and private. Public zones are areas where you'll encounter other players congregating in taverns or near the mailbox, banker, or auction house. Private zones are areas where only you and your party will be seen. Quests, wilderness areas, and airships are private zones. We are in a private zone, a quest. This means other players cannot join us unless we are in a party with them. Move with the WASD keys and left-click Jeets to interact with him. Right-clicking selects the target. The user interface is how we interact with objects and get information. The portrait shows our health and spell points. The focus orb shows what we are targeting. The chat box at the bottom shows various chat and information channels. The map can be accessed by pressing M or clicking the compass. The map can be resized. Hotbars will be discussed in just a moment. Press C to bring up your character sheet. The character sheet will show your name, class, race, abilities, and hit points. The skills, feats, spells, and enhancement tabs show their respective information. Hotbars can be duplicated and moved into the layout you want. To move an ability to another hotbar slot, left-click and drag the ability. To add an ability to a hotbar slot, find the ability on your character sheet in the Feat, Skill, or Enhancement tab, then left-click and drag it to the hotbar. To remove abilities from a hotbar slot, left-click and drag it outside of the hotbar. To activate a toggled ability, like Power Attack, click the ability in your hotbar. To access your inventory, press I. This will show what you have in your pack. To the left, you will see 12 body slots. These slots are for gear you acquire as you progress in the game. 2 weapon slots allow you to wield a two-handed weapon, like the Great Axe, attack with a weapon in each hand, or use a shield and sword. A quiver and ammunition go in the ammunition slots. There are also cosmetic slots for weapons, goggles, helm, and armor. To equip items from your inventory, double-click the item or drag it to the appropriate slot. Once you have a weapon equipped, left-click to attack with it. You can move while attacking, but if you do, you suffer a penalty to your attack rolls. Breakables can contain currency or consumables. To pick up the item, move the cursor over it until the hand icon appears, then left-click. This item or currency will be added to your inventory. You can scroll the middle mouse button to zoom in and out on your character. Pressing and holding the middle mouse button and moving the mouse rotates the camera. These yellow swirls indicate an entrance, and you'll see the cursor change to a door. Left-clicking the entrance will take you to another zone, or in this case, open the quest selection panel. The panel shows the quest name, difficulty, and quest length. Grouping options are also listed and can be used to quickly group with other players. We'll talk more about the quest selection panel later. To jump, press spacebar. To climb a ladder, press W or forward on your keyboard. To learn more about monsters and items in the game, right-click it, and click on the gear symbol on the focus orb. In this case, we see the monster's name, race or subraces, and its CR or challenge rating. The CR is a measure of how powerful the monster is. This is the first combat you'll see in the game. Left-click to swing your weapon. Numbers above the monster's head show the damage it was dealt. Red numbers above your head show the damage you were dealt. Let's use our cleave feat to dispatch this enemy. We can click the special ability, or we can press 1 on the keyboard, since it's in the first hotbar slot. Note the ability becomes grayed out with a timer effect. This means the effect is in cooldown and cannot be used until it is recharged. In DDO, you will often be surrounded by many monsters. Depending on your class and abilities, combat tactics will be different. In this case, I'm a melee, so I'll be moving to a position close to a monster and left-clicking. I'll also use my cleave ability when it's not in cooldown. There are 2 types of shrines in DDO: Resurrection or Res Shrines, and Rest Shrines. Res Shrines bring you back to life if you're dead. Rest Shrines allow you to recover some of your hit points and all of your spell points. Yellow mobs are normal mobs and make up the bulk of enemies. Orange mobs are named mobs that generally do more damage or have special abilities. Red mobs, like the priestess here, are special boss mobs. They are immune to some spells and attacks, and generally have more hit points and special abilities. When you find a chest, mouse over it, and a gear symbol appears. Left-click to open the chest. To loot one item from the chest, double left-click the item. To loot all the items in the chest, click the Loot All button or press B on your keyboard. The items will be in your inventory. We will equip our new armor and continue. Spot checks means there's a hidden door or trap nearby. The spot skill is tied to your wisdom score. Our wisdom score isn't very high, which means the DC or difficulty check to spot this secret door is very low. To search for the secret door, click the magnifying glass in your hotbar. This activates the search skill. The search skill is tied to your intelligence. Our intelligence score isn't that high, which means the DC to search for the secret door is very low. To open the door, left-click on it. To complete this quest, speak with the cleric. She offers us a quest reward. The best thing we can do as a melee character is take the Ember Great Axe. A notification tells us the item will bind permanently to us and we cannot sell it. This is fine since it's starter gear and will become less useful in just a few levels. After the initial grotto quest, we are on Korthos Island. Moving to a quest entrance, I click on it, but I'm warned that I'm not on the quest. Quests must be bestowed by a quest giver before they can be accessed. Quest givers have a golden chalice above their head. Speak to them to acquire the quest. Now the quest can be accessed. Note the 4 difficulties: Casual, Normal, Hard, and Elite. It is recommended you try the quest at least on Normal first, since Casual grants much less experience than Normal. Hard and Elite are locked and cannot be chosen. Hard can be unlocked by running the quest on Normal. Elite can be accessed after completing the quest on Hard. Higher difficulties give you more favor. Favor is a big deal in DDO. For every 100 favor, you will receive 25 turbine points or TP, to be used for purchases in the DDO store. It is recommended that new players save their TP to purchase adventure packs. The more you see of the game, the more fun you'll have. Traps are a hazard. On higher difficulties, they can be deadly. Only rogues or artificers can disable traps. Luckily, the chest guarded by this trap can be accessed without much danger to our hit points. When you have completed all the quest objectives, you will be granted the experience points or XP of the quest. Pressing X on the keyboard while in the quest will show a breakdown of the XP you have gained, including optional XP for breaking items or disabling traps. There are 5 ranks per level, indicated by the spheres here. Once all of them are filled, you will have the XP to level. To level up, find the trainer for your class. If no trainer is available in your current zone, try another. We pull up our map and find the Paladin trainer here. We can click on the trainer icon in our map to show us where he is. Choose I want to advance to the next level in the trainer's dialog box. Assign your skill points to the skills you want to increase. Again, follow a build to make your life easier. The final leveling panel will show what you gain by leveling. More hit points, more spell points, the skills you've increased, and any special abilities the class offers. Choose Finish to complete the process. Enhancements are another way to customize your character. You receive an action point to spend on enhancements for the first 4 ranks of each level for a total of 4. To access the enhancement screen, press Ctrl R on your keyboard. The enhancement trees are class specific, meaning you cannot train enhancements from other classes. For this character, I want to do more damage, hit evil monsters harder, and gain more smites. Smites are a special attack of the Paladin. To spend a point on an enhancement, click the desired enhancement. Note that some enhancements cost more than 1 action point, and some enhancements have multiple tiers. You can reset and change your enhancements in any public area by spending Platinum. Once you spend your points, click Accept, then Close. I'm going to place my damage boost on my hotbar by opening my character sheet, choosing the enhancement, and dragging and dropping it to my hotbar. You only have so much inventory space, so selling unwanted items for plat makes room for bigger, better loot. To sell items, go to a general vendor or bartender and choose the dialog option that opens their shop UI. First, I want to repair my damaged items. Every time you hit a monster or you take damage, some of your items will take damage. Sometimes this damage is permanent, but at this level, it's nothing to worry about. To sell items, left-click the items and they will be moved to this area. To sell the items, click the Sell button. If you sell an item you wanted to keep, use the Buyback tab to recover it. Purchase and use healing potions to recover your health. Potions are a consumable and disappear after use. Make sure you stock up on them. If you take too much damage, you will become unconscious. At -10 hit points, you die and become a soul stone. Members of your party can pick up your stone and take it to a res shrine. If you cannot make it to a shrine, you have to release. By releasing, you return to your last bind point. In our case, it's the entrance to Korthos Island. Our hit points will regenerate, but at a very slow rate. Taverns sell food that can help us heal faster. Food returns hit points, drinks return spell points. To use the food or drink, open your inventory and double-click it. The status effect will show its duration, and your hit points will recover more quickly. Finally, each day, you receive a chance to earn XP and loot just by logging in. By clicking the dice icon in your portrait, you open a daily dice screen. As a new player, you'll only have 1 silver roll available per day. Click Roll and try your luck. Mine wasn't so great, but it's still 100 XP. To use it, I open my inventory and double-click the gem. These were simply the basics of DDO. Raids, crafting systems, challenges, and special events are just a few of the other adventures you can have in DDO. I hope this quick start guide helped you with learning the basics of DDO. It's a fun, free-to-play game that I think you'll enjoy. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, this is Dirty William, reminding you to do the dirty work.